The majority of people will place their money in the bank or in safe investment portfolios. Few people will take the money from the bank and begin developing products and services for these people who suddenly appear to have a lot of money to spend. Few will develop the skills necessary to continue earning more money. The vast majority of people will look for the dream car, home, or latest gadget to purchase. We'll probably be back where we started in 5 to 10 years, if not a little worse, because there will be more poor people with overinflated egos. The vast majority of people desire more money. Those of us who want to improve ourselves want to know what makes wealthy people wealthy. How can I get more of that for myself? As a result, we gain a better understanding of the habits of the wealthy. And one of the first things you learn about the habits of the rich versus the habits of the poor is that there are certain things most poor people do those richest people simply don't. The point is, if you don't change your mind, nothing will change. Many common ways of passing the time, such as watching TV or relaxing in bed in the morning, are simply not done by the wealthy. Intelligent viewers may be thinking, but some things poor people do only because they have to. For example, spending a long time on public transportation and working long shifts in the food service positions. That is entirely correct. This list, however, does not focus on what the poor people do because they have to, but only on what they do because they want to. Today we've put together a list of 10 things poor people choose to do that the rich people don't, in the hopes that you'll take a closer look at your habits and see how they're holding you back. It may not be your fault that you've ended up where you are today, but you do have control over how you get out of it. You'll be one step closer to overcoming your obstacles if you can identify what's holding you back. Welcome to the Top 5 Luxury channel. If you're new, consider subscribing to keep learning about new opportunities and see more videos like this one. Our videos are all created with the goal of entertaining and educating you. It would be fantastic if you could give us some feedback on the topics we cover and let us know which videos you'd like us to do next. Now let's explore 10 things poor people choose to do that the rich people don't. Number 1. People who are poor watch television. Wealthy people go for a walk. When a poor person needs to relax, he or she collapses on the couch and watches Netflix. They could also play video games. They could be on social media. They collapse into the nearest cushioned seat and allow themselves to be stimulated by an electronic device. The wealthy, on the other hand, do not. When successful people need to de-stress, they go for a walk. Alternatively, they may listen to relaxing music while writing in their journal. They choose a mental activity that is truly restorative rather than one that is merely distracting. Take some time to truly relax if you want to do what the wealthy do. Read a book that you like. Make an effort to exercise. Instead of doing something merely distracting, do something truly healthy for yourself. People have a natural desire for instant gratification. Anything that requires them to use their skills, talent, or even something that stretches their minds is considered torment. Because working on oneself is a full-time job, and most people are unwilling to invest in things that provide long-term gratification. Television provides that instant reward for their eyes. Number 2. Poor people blame others for their failures in life, while rich people take responsibility for their own failures. It's always someone else's fault for poor people. They refuse to accept responsibility for their mistakes. They're unable to improve, which is the problem. They refuse to learn from their mistakes. That mindset closes all the doors to improving your money-making abilities. Why don't you make more money if you're so perfect? What can you do to make more money if you've already achieved your full potential? You've all used silly excuses like the economy being bad, my boss not liking me, or the government messing things up. My mother will not allow it. You're perfect, but you don't have more money because the rest of the world or life isn't fair to you. Think twice. Rich people gain confidence in knowing that their lives are in their own hands and that if they want better, they can achieve it. Stop blaming and start doing. They're open to criticism and are willing to learn from their mistakes. Even if something is not their fault, they will do their best to ensure that problems are resolved without blaming others. And if there is a misunderstanding, they will resolve it without becoming defensive. This communicates to others that they are confident in their abilities and are willing to go to any length to succeed. Number 3. Rich people prioritize investing, while poor people prioritize saving. Saving will never get you rich. How do you intend to save to become a millionaire if you earn $100,000 per year? To become a millionaire, you must save all the money you will earn over the next 10 years. What are your plans for the future? How will you live? A man must eat. Drinking regular coffee instead of Starbucks will save you money. What are your plans for your newfound wealth? Nothing. You'll not do anything that will make you wealthy. If you can become wealthy with money that you saved, you can also become wealthy with money that you're already earning. Do that instead. It's a lot easier because you've already spent years learning about the subject. Increase the size of your income stream or start a new one. Millionaires put their money in a variety of places, including their homes, mutual funds, stocks, and retirement accounts. Millionaires put their money in places where it will grow. They avoid putting large sums of money into items that will depreciate. A car used for daily driving, for example, will almost certainly depreciate in value over time. Number 4. The rich surround themselves with positive, successful people. Rich people understand the importance of having a positive attitude. If they hang out with people who complain about the weather, criticize the government, and speak negatively about the state of the economy on a regular basis, they will most likely do the same. If, on the other hand, the same people surround themselves with people who constantly talk about success, opportunity, and the good things in life, they are likely to see the world in a completely different light. Instead of being a terrible place to live, the world transforms into a gleaming land of success and opportunity. A good example of this is the difference between US citizens and immigrants to the US. Immigrants are 4 times more likely than native-born Americans to become millionaires. The primary reason? We complain about the drawbacks of living in this country, whereas immigrants see it as a land of opportunity. To put it bluntly, it is what you make of it. Number 5. Poor people think in terms of the numbers of hours they have worked. Rich people think in terms of the amount of value they create. When you ask a poor person if they've been productive today, they'll tell you how many hours they've worked. Today, I worked for 7 hours at work. I worked on this project for 3 hours. Today, I spent about 2 hours cleaning the house. If you ask a rich individual if they were productive today, they will respond in terms of value added. Today, I delivered a finished product. I've done a thorough cleaning of the entire house. This is because poor people are paid by the number of hours they work, while rich people are paid by the amount of value they add. Poor people are employed on an hourly basis. Salaries are paid to the wealthy. The richest people receive equity and are rewarded based on the success or failure of a business venture. Your working hours become less important as you earn more money. Stop thinking in terms of hours worked if you want to do what the wealthy do. Begin evaluating your own productivity based on the amount of work you complete. You'll start getting more done per hour as your priorities shift. The truth is that having a job is no more secure than owning a company. As counterintuitive as it may seem, people who work for themselves have the ability to proactively seek out business and increase revenues at will. Of course, starting a business entails risks, but wealthy people understand that the greater risk is not betting on themselves. While the wealthy start businesses and profit from them, the average person settles for a steady paycheck and therefore misses out on the opportunity to make a fortune. By staying in a job with a modest salary and yearly pay raises, the masses almost guarantee themselves a life of financial mediocrity. Number 6. Poor people believe that rich people wear Louis Vuitton or other expensive brands. Poor people purchase luxury brands in hopes of elevating their status and making them appear richer or more affluent. People with a lot of money buy quality and don't care about the logo. Why? They're confident in who they are and don't need to wear gaudy labels to feel superior. For example, you'll never see old money or royals wearing Gucci belts or D&G logo sunglasses. Wearing flashy label clothing is considered tacky and trying too hard. Among the wealthy, Louis Vuitton is regarded as a joke. Poor people try to make themselves feel important by displaying it in the clothes they wear, the places they visit, the car they drive, and the furniture they own, the house, the furnishings. It's all about demonstrating their importance. As a result, the poor people prefer to have their names splattered all over their clothing so that everyone can see that they're important. They don't want to wear a top coat. Instead, they want the coat to say Gucci so everyone knows who they are. The truly wealthy often try to hide their wealth in order to avoid drawing attention to themselves. They actually think all these Louis Vuitton bags and accessories are tacky and classless. They may own priceless artwork and large trust funds, but they dress well and are well-mannered. Number 7. The rich are passionate readers. You will make more money if you learn more, and reading is a common way to accomplish this. When asked about the key to success, Warren Buffett, arguably the world's greatest investor, replied by pointing to his stacks of books and saying, "Read 500 pages like this every day." That's how knowledge works. It accumulates in the same way that compound interest does. You all have the ability to do it, but I guarantee that few of you will. Warren Buffett isn't the only one who enjoys reading. Mark Cuban, owner of the Dallas Mavericks, reads for 3 hours every day. Bill Gates, the founder of Microsoft, reads 50 books a year, or nearly one every week. And Elon Musk, the founder of Tesla, is a big reader who claims to have learned to build rockets by reading. Only 1 in 50 poor people admit to reading for self-improvement on a daily basis, and as a result, they lack the knowledge to make decisions that will lead to financial prosperity. Many poor people dislike reading books or learning new information. Alternatively, if they do read books, they only read fiction. They'd rather be entertained in a fantastical world and escape reality by reading a book. Reading, on the other hand, is preferable to watching television, because it stimulates your mind rather than causing you to numb out in an attempt to escape reality. However, reading fiction can only get you so far in terms of financial success. You might learn something new about history or trivia. These facts, however, will not help you make money unless you plan to appear in jeopardy in the future. Number 8. Poor people don't visit the doctor on a regular basis. In every aspect of their lives, wealthy people are concerned with themselves. They don't just want to be rich, they want to be successful. Their temple is their body. Health and wellness are extremely important because you cannot work or enjoy life without a healthy body. As a result, they visit the doctor on a regular basis for a checkup. In the United States, this is a contentious issue because healthcare can be prohibitively expensive and many people may lack coverage. There are, however, clinics that offer high-quality healthcare to people without insurance or who cannot afford to pay full price. A couple of visits to one of these clinics per year can make a big difference. If you don't think you can afford to go to the doctor on a regular basis, consider how much money you'll save in the long run. Your doctor will be able to detect any early signs of cancer by seeing you once a year or every few months. This way, the treatment can be completed quickly and at a lower cost. Your chances of surviving are much better when compared to only going to the doctor once every 5 years. This is a huge saving. It's possible that the time you realize you have cancer, it'll be too late. The same is true for detecting high blood pressure early on before a heart attack. Number 9. People who are poor spend money before they obtain it. Poor people have a habit of spending money before they have it, frequently using credit cards to purchase the latest iPhone and other useless items. They're thinking about everything they want to buy in the days leading up to their paycheck. The bank account balance has suddenly dropped and may even be overdrawn after all the bills have been paid and the weekend is over. When poor people get a new job or a promotion, they immediately start taking out loans. Payday loans are particularly dangerous, with interest rates that can exceed 100%. They will never be able to escape poverty if they continue to live in this manner. The art of saving, on the other hand, has been mastered by the wealthy. They'll wait until they've saved up enough money to make a purchase. Borrowing money on a credit card would only cost them more in the long run due to interest, so they know it's a waste of money. And if they can afford it, they try to figure out how to make more money so they can afford it. However, instead of using credit cards and going into debt to buy more toys, they always earn the money first. Toys will not add meaning or value to your life, but they will quickly deplete your bank account. Number 10. People who are poor do not invest in themselves. We hear a lot about self-care these days. People mistakenly believe that getting a manicure or styling their hair is an investment in themselves. While your outward appearance is obviously important, if you want to be wealthy, you must invest in yourself on a much larger scale. Manicures and hairstyles are liabilities rather than assets because they're expensive and never pay dividends. Instead, you'll have to pay more money to keep those things in good working order. It takes more than a superficial investment in yourself to truly invest in yourself. The wealthy invest more time and effort into learning new skills and increasing their personal worth. Consider whether you're the type of employee who's so good at their job that you are considered indispensable to a company. Or are you one of the many people who could be easily replaced in the blink of an eye? If you feel like you're just another face in the crowd, start investing in yourself by learning new skills. Take some classes at a nearby college to learn new skills and/or improve your existing ones. Read books that will assist you in growing and improving your skills. Strive to be the best version of yourself and continue to grow as a person, no matter how old you are. The majority of people never achieve success because they fail to differentiate themselves from the crowd, and you must choose to be different before you can make any lasting changes. You may not intend to hold yourself back, but the chances are that your habits will define your success. If you identify with one or more of the patterns listed here, you may need to change your mindset before you see any long-term results. You're not alone, so don't worry. You can begin by unpacking these habits and working your way backwards. Once you recognize a problem, the solution will appear quickly.